You've been waiting for the full moon to do your magic, but honestly, you're working with about 10% of what the lunar cycle can actually give you. Most people think moon magic equals full moon, maybe new moon if you fancy, if you've been around the witchcraft block a few times. 2 moments. 2 nights a month. And then what? You're just waiting. Living in this weird magical holding pattern until the moon decides to cooperate again. But here's what we've forgotten. The cycle has 8 distinct phases. 8. Each one opens a different door. Each one carries its own frequency, its own particular brand of power. We've taken something that's supposed to move and shift and breathe, and we've flattened it into 2 static moments. Which is like only eating breakfast and dinner and wondering why you're constantly starving. Ancient cultures didn't track every single phase of the moon because they were bored or overly meticulous. They did it because they knew different energy, different work, different results. The waxing crescent doesn't do what the gibbous does. The balsamic moon sure as hell doesn't do what the full moon does. This wasn't aesthetic. This wasn't moon gazing for the vibes. This was practical magic, the kind that actually gets you somewhere. And we've lost that specificity, that nuance. We've been handed 2 notes of an 8-note scale and told that's the whole song. The new moon is total darkness. Complete void. And here's where everyone gets it wrong. This isn't the time to manifest. You can't plant seeds in the dark when you don't even know what soil you're standing in. The new moon is for something quieter, something harder, listening. You sit in the emptiness and you ask, what wants to be born? Not what you think should happen, not what looked good on someone else's vision board. What's actually trying to emerge from the part of you that only speaks in the dark? This is uncomfortable work. It's supposed to be. The waxing crescent comes next, and this is where you finally move. The smallest sliver of light appears, and that's your cue. Now you plant the seed. You write the intention down. You light the candle. You whisper the thing you want into existence, but here's the thing, you keep it private. You keep it close. This isn't for Instagram. This isn't for your group chat. The early moon asks for secrecy, for incubation. So if you're in the new moon right now, try this. Sit in darkness with no candles, no music, no distractions. Just you and the question. If you're in the waxing crescent, write your intention on a bay leaf and burn it. Let the smoke carry it forward. Let the moon do what it does best, pull things into being, slowly, in the dark, where all real magic starts. Here's where most people bail. First quarter moon is tension. It's the universe pushing back. And if your magic isn't meeting resistance here, you're probably not doing anything that matters. This is the part everyone wants to skip, the part where your intention meets reality and reality says, not so fast. You set your intention at the new moon, you felt that spark at the crescent, and now at first quarter you're being asked to prove it. This is when you take action. Not spiritual action, physical action. Make the call. Send the email. Have the hard conversation. Your magic needs your hands. It needs you to show up in the material world and do the thing that scares you. Because tension isn't a sign you're doing it wrong. Tension is a sign you're doing something real. Then comes waxing gibbous, and you're so close. You can feel it building. But something's off. This is refinement. This is when you adjust, when you course correct, when you admit what's not working and fix it before the peak. It's not failure, it's finesse. So here's what you do. At first quarter, do one thing that scares you in service of your intention. At waxing gibbous, light a white candle and ask out loud, what needs to change before this fully arrives? Then listen. The answer's already there. Okay, here's where everyone gets it backwards. The full moon isn't the climax. It's not the big finale you've been working toward. It's the moment you get to see clearly what's been building this whole time. It's a mirror held up in perfect light. Not a finish line. A reckoning. Here's what's actually happening at the full moon. Everything you planted at the new moon, everything you tended during the waxing phase, it's all suddenly visible. The results are in. The truth is illuminated. And yeah, sometimes that truth is incredible. Your intention manifested. The thing arrived. The shift happened. Other times, you see exactly what didn't work, what needs to go, what you've been avoiding. Both are useful. Both are the point. This is your moment for gratitude. For acknowledging what showed up. For saying thank you to the cycle, to yourself, to the magic you've been working. And yes, it's also for release, but only if you actually did the earlier work. You can't release what you never claimed. You can't let go of what you never held. Full moon rituals work best when they're about presence. Moon bathing. Charging your tools under that light. Speaking your gratitude out loud like an offering. Letting yourself be seen, even if it's just by the moon. If nothing ever happens at your full moons, I'm going to tell you why. You skipped the new moon. You ignored the waxing phase. You can't harvest what you didn't plant. The full moon will always show you exactly what you brought to it. Nothing more, nothing less. Here's what nobody tells you about the waning moon. It's not sad. It's not empty. It's one of the most powerful phases you'll ever work with, because this is where you become the thing that decides what stays and what burns. The waning gibbous starts as gratitude. You're thanking the things that served you, the patterns that got you here, the people who played their part. But gratitude doesn't mean you keep them forever. You thank the thing. Then you let it go. This is composting. You're breaking down what's no longer useful so it can feed something new. It's reverent destruction. By the time you hit the last quarter moon, gratitude has sharpened into something more deliberate. This isn't passive fading. This is you actively banishing what doesn't belong in the next chapter. You're cutting cords. Closing doors. Burning bridges if that's what it takes. This phase gets completely ignored because we're obsessed with gaining and growing. But here's the thing, you can't receive new things if your hands are full of old things. You have to make space. During the waning gibbous, write what you're releasing on paper and bury it. Let the earth take it. Last quarter moon, take a ritual bath with salt and rosemary. Sit in that water and visualize everything you're cutting away dissolving, draining, leaving your body. You're not losing anything. You're choosing what gets to stay. The waning crescent is the wind down. The almost empty. The last exhale before the pause. This is where you surrender. Not in defeat, in trust. The work is done. Whatever you planted, tended, released, it's out of your hands now. You rest before the next cycle begins. And then comes the dark moon. People confuse this with the new moon, but they're not the same. The new moon is the first spark, the intention, the seed. The dark moon is what comes before that. It's the total void, the held breath, the pause between heartbeats. And you're supposed to do nothing here. Truly nothing. We live in a culture that doesn't believe in rest, so this becomes almost rebellious. No rituals. No candles. No affirmations or intentions or moon water. Just sleep. Just stillness. Just the dark. If you try to force magic during the dark moon, it won't stick. This is when you let the universe do its thing without you, which, honestly, might be the hardest magic of all. The permission to stop. To trust that creation happens in the spaces you can't see. Next time you look up and see that moon, whatever shape it's wearing, you'll know exactly what it's asking of you, and you'll know how to answer. Follow Blackfire Atelier. I'll see you in the shadows.